Well, today's the day. We're going to Mason State Tree Nursery and picking up the tree order. 375 natural species to Illinois are going to go on the Freedom Farm. We've got 100 white pine, 100 spruce, 100 black walnut. We've got some hickory, some oak, and pecan trees, actually. Heading there right now. We've got about another 45 minutes of drive. And yeah, we're going to have 375 trees in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Let's see how this works out. Yeah. Well, I just picked up the order from Mason State Tree Nursery, and this place out here is absolutely beautiful. Just outside of Havana, Illinois. You can see we've got all the bare root saplings in there wrapped up and ready to plant this weekend. Looking forward to getting some trees in the ground. I'm going to drive real slow around here because it is absolutely beautiful out here. You're out in the middle of nowhere flatland, Illinois, and a lot of people think that the mountains are pretty, but guess what? The prairies are pretty too. Well, I just found out the Mason State Tree Nursery has been around since the 30s. It was originally 80 acres and it was developed to reforest some homestead land that was cleared out for homesteading. Now, whenever the homesteaders got here, they found out very quickly that the soil here is very sandy. So it's not really conducive to crops. So during the Great Depression, they started this tree nursery to reforest all of the forest that was cleared by the homesteaders. And they've just been around ever since. Now, they used to offer trees for free to the public. They don't do that anymore because, people need paid. And yeah, there's no problem. The prices are absolutely reasonable. And they do great things out here. Just beautiful rows of trees. Look at this. I can't wait to get these trees in the ground on our farm. Well, today's the day. We're going to Mason State Tree Nursery and picking up the tree order. 300. If you're wondering, yes, I stopped to take pictures of baby cows. Baby cows. I don't know, guys. Think I'd get some baby chickens. Well, I better clean out the back of the wife's Jeep now that I've transported some trees in it. Done. All right. Let's see what I got today. So, what we have here in this big bundle is 100 black walnut trees, 100 white pine, 100 spruce, 25 pecan trees. We also have 25 mocker nut hickory. I have no idea what those are going to look like. I know I did look them up the day I ordered them and I thought I liked them. And then we've got 25 cherry bark oak. Now, the plan is to go out to the property on Saturday and get all of these planted. However, the only thing I have to plant them with is this trenching shovel. And I have been told the proper tool is a dibble bar. I did not know what a dibble bar was, so I had to look it up. And as it turns out, they don't really sell them in local hardware stores. So you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to make one. Yeah, let's go. Well, luckily, the feral husband is a bit of a pack rat, and he tends to hold on to things that he probably should have thrown away a long time ago. But what we're looking at here is going to become a dibble bar. It's almost there already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the old Sparky Spark machine out, probably the death wheel, maybe the big death wheel, maybe the bandsaw. Haven't really decided yet. We've got to cut chunks of that bar off of that plate. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to cut everything from here down. That entire rod needs to come off. The dibble bar will be sharpened on the bottom so it will dig into the ground and we can pry the dirt and open up a wedge of air in which to drop all those trees. Also on the top side, we're going to put a bit of a T-handle, something to hold on to. This is going to be heavy, and yes, lugging it around all day is not going to be fun. However, I do believe that this is going to be the best tool for the job. It's solid steel for the bar, so don't have to worry about bending anything. But yeah, let's get to grinding. All right, so here's how we're setting it up. I've got the battery angle grinder out with a couple of flap discs. First thing I'm going to do is to prevent myself from cutting myself while I'm working on it. The last time I took pieces of metal off this, I didn't exactly get the bar cleaned back up. So there's some sharp corners and burrs. I'm going to go ahead and get those knocked off. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mount a grinding disc on the grinder, and we're going to take out all of these welds up to here. I think a 14-inch depth for the dibble bar is going to be plenty, so we're actually going to cut the bar off below that line. Wow, I cannot ride on round objects very well. After we grind all of these welds off, we'll cut the bar, and this will still be welded up here, and that should give us plenty of strength. It's pretty thick steel too. Now before we're done, we will end up sharpening this leading edge. But yeah, this shouldn't take too long. That's always good. Put your hearing protection on after you start. That way you can listen to your ears ring in silence. That could use a cleanup though. Almost got that sharp point on it. Not going for razor sharp, but just sharp enough. So, this is the dibble bar. You'll step here, pry the dirt back, drop the root, pump it into the ground right behind where you just did, pry that dirt closed again. But what this is missing, this will be an excellent tool once it has a T-handle on it, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and make one of those. We'll weld it on. Well, what I found here is an 18-inch pipe nipple. It's 3/4 inch. It's a good size handle. It's a good width. This is from a project that I did a couple years ago. Don't throw away anything. You never know when you're going to need it. The ends are threaded, so I'll put on the threaded NPT caps. And yeah. Let's get this thing set up over on the welder, and we'll get her marked in the center and melt some steel. All right, sorry for the shite camera angle, but this is about all I got to work with right now. I'll invest in some better phone holders once people seem to actually start watching and give two shits. It is what it is for now. Not sponsored. Hammer dog shit. Porous as hell. I got gas? Yeah, I got gas. This just ain't the cleanest. Wow. That looks like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese isn't this porous. Wow. What's going on here? I prefer TIG welding like 1,000 times more than a MIG weld. However, I want to get this done very, very quickly, and I don't want to get the TIG set up. Jeez. All right, burn it in. You know what? Let's turn the heat down. See if that does it. Did not do anything. It's probably because it's this Chinesium pipe. Probably got something to do with it. No way. I turned the wrong gas on. I turned the gas on for the TIG, not the MIG. That's the... Come on. What a ding dong. Let's try this again. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, close that one off. Sorry, little Lincoln welder, I was blaming you. It was me the whole time. Whole time. I'm gonna have to get the grinder out and clean this off. Let's just verify. Yep. Oh, beautiful. That's what we're looking for, everybody. Much better. All right. I'm going to clean this off and get it welded. All right. Let's get back to burning. Now, I'm not a professional welder. Anybody that sees this will know that. I don't know, Internet, what do you think? Decent enough for what it's doing. It's a yard tool, everybody. It's not a race car. All right, let's wire wheel this and paint it. All right, it's a little bit windy out here today, so I might have to be doing this in voiceover. So if my words aren't matching up with my mouth, it's because I'm recording the audio later because it's windy. I'm gonna take you through the step that I'm doing on each tree, and you'll get a good look. So last week I came out here and I prepped 35 of the tree planting sites. Now these are the locations of the white pine trees, and the purpose of their location is to provide a little bit of privacy. We've got a county road that runs on the frontage of our property, and we're gonna have our house back there, and I don't want anybody to be able to see me doing whatever the hell I want to do, because on the Freedom Farm I do what I want. It's kind of been my motto for life thus far anyway.
But out here, I really truly have the freedom to just do what I want. And I love that. And I know in today's world, some people might not like what I'm doing, and it's none of their damn business. So I'm gonna put up a wall of beautiful white pine trees so they don't have to look and see what I'm doing. However, I will let you know, all of my neighbors out here that I've met so far are phenomenal people, and all of them have open invitations to come out on the farm and hang out and just enjoy what God gave us. Let's get another tree in. Ground's a little harder right here. That's all right. Jogger bit those trees here. I brought 3 batteries for the old DeWalt. Let's see if we can get through the day with those 3. I've got a feeling that might not work. It's a lot bad. So now that I've got my hole dug, time to grab one of these bare roots, saplings. Now, I've also been told you definitely don't want your roots to curl up on the bottom of the hole. So what I'm doing is I'm trimming, and I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not, but I've seen it done on YouTube, much like you're watching right now. Just trim the bottom of the roots so they don't bounce off the bottom of that hole and start growing up. Because you want those roots down, getting a strong foundation for what will soon be a mighty white vine. So once I've got her in the hole, roots on the bottom, I'm just going to fill this dirt back in. I'm keeping the trunk of the tree, if you will, against the edge of the hole, against the wall. And I'll show you why in a second. I want all that loose dirt to fill that hole. And I've got my dibble bar already in the ground next to the borehole that I just did. So now that I've got that hole pretty well filled in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dibble bar, just give it some pressure. What that's going to do is it's going to collapse the dirt around those roots. I'll put it on the other side and do the same. That'll ensure that there's no air on the roots. Now that the tree's in the ground and I'm fairly confident that the roots are set, I'm grabbing a tree skirt. I don't know what you call these. This is kind of like the landscaping fabric that you put down in flower gardens to keep weeds from growing up. And here it serves the same purpose. I don't want this prairie grass to grow up and drown out this little tree. Because I'll tell you what, by the time June comes, Mr. Kurt comes to do his first mow of the pasture for the year, this grass is taller than the hood of my truck. So, we're putting this little skirt around. Hopefully that'll help keep the grass down. And then we'll come back a little bit later, and I'm actually going to put newspaper and make the circle ever so slightly bigger. But as for right now, this will work. So I use the 3 staples to secure the tree skirt around my sapling. I'm going to put the white flag next to it, and this side's done. On to the next one. 369 to go. Nice. So, in case you're wondering what's in the headphones, listening to the Rogan podcast with Diaz, Joey Diaz, some of my favorite comedians. I tell you what, listening to music drags the day out. Listening to people talk makes the day go by quick, and especially if it's a good conversation. So thank you, Joe Rogan, for an entertaining podcast and making this long day of mundane labor a little less mundane. Well, I have spotted something in the grass, and I plan on messing with it. Oh, there he goes. Get out of there. I don't know what you are, but I'm planting trees near here. Oh, maybe I'm not. I'd prefer not to kill that thing or get close to it. Son of a gun. I've been snaked. I can't get to my string because of the snake. I'm a little too close to the house. The houses to discharge a firearm as much as I want to. I don't think I'll be doing that. Well, we got 75 in the ground. I finished the second row at the front of the property along the highway. And I had a long, hard think. I had to decide, well, where do I want to put the rest of these stupid trees? I ordered way too many trees. So after I thought about it for about a half a second, I said, well, that north fence line's pretty bad. So we're gonna line the north fence line. So the way I've been doing this is kind of labor intensive. I've got a weed whacker with me, and I'm beating this prairie grass down to the bare dirt. I've been drilling a hole with the auger. This works just fine, but that weed whacking step, that takes forever. All I really need to do is just get rid of the grass. I just need bare dirt. And I think I have a way to do that. I'm gonna go feral. I decided it'd be a good idea before I went home to go ahead and put the tree skirts around all the spruce trees, except I didn't get to all the spruce trees. I got tired of doing it. And I tell you what, the ADD took over and I said, nope, I'm done. So, another day. I got 3 full rows out of the 6 and then a parcel on the 4th. I need to order more of those tree skirts anyway. But yeah, it's dinner time. I'm getting hungry. Duke's getting hungry. That's what he told me, at least. So we're gonna head home. Calling it a day. This is the part of the property that I'm sure will be forgotten about because it's on the other side of this creek. It is all mine, but it is kind of a pain in the butt to get to. However, once we get a dirt bike track out here, I got a good feeling that's going to be part of the lap. Let's have another peek. The rows of the white pines before we call it a day. Well, I tell you what, it doesn't look like a whole lot now, but I'm picturing it in my head in 6 or 7 years when these things are 6 or 7 feet taller, and it's gonna be beautiful, I think. I hope. We'll find out. I hope all this work isn't for nothing. It's a lot of trees in the ground. Between the last 2 weekends, I think we've got, how many trees did we put in? 250. 250 trees went in the ground in the last 2 weekends. 150 this weekend, and then 100
last weekend by myself. I think it's time to call it a day. We'll enjoy the blinding sun on the drive home. Feral husband is back out at the Freedom Farm on a beautiful Monday in the spring. And I went ahead and put some stripes down where I'm going to put some more trees, because you know what? I don't know, it kind of works, and then it's a lot of fun. So we're spinning tires and grass and planting trees today. I think this is where I'm going to put some of the black walnuts, because I really don't know where else to put them. I got 100 of the suckers, and I tell you what, they're not going to grow in the bed of my truck in a bag, but they will grow in the ground, probably. We're going to find out. So this is where they're going to go. Not so much on this one, that's a little close to these guys, but probably this one right here. Let's see how far we get before I just decide I'm done planting trees for the day. You know, it just occurred to me, I spent all that time making this here dibble bar to plant these trees. I even recorded myself making it, and you probably watched that and thought, what about that dibble bar, J. Bobby? Well, I tell you what, although it looked like it was a good idea, in practice I found it is less than ideal. You shove it in the ground, get as deep as you can, and you just kind of open up a little hole. That hole is about this wide and, well, I don't know, that 4-inch width of the bar. That's not a lot of room to get roots in the ground. I found it much, much easier to use the auger, so that's what we do. Did I waste my time making this? No, not really, because I can shove this in the ground and stick a camera on this. That's a camera mount. Dual purpose. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set the camera up on the old bar right there. Look at that. Not a bad camera mount, yeah! Yeah. Let's set up the time lapse. Get cracking on some tree planting. Now, I figured out real quick that I had to drill 2 holes because the amount of dirt that came out of the first hole is not enough to pack the roots down in after the tree goes in. Explain that one to me. I don't get it. Somehow you drill a hole and the amount of dirt that comes out of it is less than the volume of the hole. Nah, I don't know. Anyway, that's the method. I've double holed up, down for a while, but yeah, let's get some roots back in the ground. Yeah, there, you see? It's not totally useless. Makes for a perfectly good GoPro mount. Right there in the dirt. All right, so what we have here in the tire track, which was a brilliant idea if I do say so myself, we have 30 black walnut trees in the ground, just a bunch of sticks. Next to those, we have mockernut hickory, pecan, and then at the far side of the center row, cherry bark oak. I have no idea what any of that means. It sounds cool though. In 4 or 5 years, we might be able to start transplanting these. So anybody that's gonna leave a comment, well, those are too close together. Yeah, I know. Better in the ground than the bed of the truck dying. So these probably aren't gonna stay where they are for more than, I don't know, a couple years. I don't know how long it takes for them to mature up. But I think as big as they are, or as little as they are rather, right now, they'll be fine. And they don't take up that much of the pasture because I sell the hay and I don't want to don't want to have 4 acres of sticks sticking out of the ground when that could be hay. That could be money in the pocket. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at. I don't know. I might do some more tonight. I can't decide. Kind of really tempted to go hop in the old digger and dig some more. That's a lot of fun. If you've never operated an excavator and you have the opportunity to do it, it's fun. You're gonna suck at first. I know I did, but it's a good time. Huh? It's just really pretty out here. It's relaxing. The only thing I can hear is the bugs and the birds. And that jet in the sky. I could do without that. And the buzz of the power lines. Other than that, yeah, it's just noises of nature out here. It's beautiful. What is down here? What is in this patch of woods along my fence line? Anything good? Anything cool? I don't know. Is this fence electric? I don't know. Don't plan on finding out. I might just clear off the fence line. Make a little path back here. Path leading into the woods, and then back out of the woods on the other side. Not today, though. That's another day. That might be my excuse to buy a skid steer. Feral husband needs a skid steer. Needed an excavator, too. Super easy to convince the wife. Hey, I need this. What for? Doesn't matter what for. I already bought it. Went feral. Boom!